Hello students, today's agenda is to check homework. We'll review graphing inequalities with intercepts and you will be able to work on 5.2. Today, students will be able to graph inequalities by finding the intercepts first. And what are intercepts? So here I have two drawings. Intercepts is where the line meets with the x-axis and the y-axis. So this is my x-intercept. And if you notice, I moved 1, 2 spaces to the right, but nothing to go down or to go up. So that's why y, for the x-intercept, y is 0 because you don't move from that line up or down. And for your y-intercept, you didn't go anywhere on x. You didn't go left or right first. You just go up on y. So for x, your value is 0. Okay? So it's the same in here. In here, it's just with numbers. 2, 0. In here, it will be 0, 0, 3. Okay? So again, the y-intercept, it touches the y-axis. The x-intercept touches the x-axis. So how do we graph? So how do we know if to use the x and y intercepts to graph, or like we did in 5.1, the y equals mx plus b? So if you see that x and y are on the left of the symbol of inequality, then that's the good time to use the x and y intercepts. And so I'm going to do a shortcut in here that you probably know from the modules, where you have the 0, 0. I call it the cross-eyed because the pupils go to the middle. Okay, and the 0, 0 is just so you remember that it's closer to the middle. Okay, so to find x, y is 0, so you cover that, and all you have to do is divide 12 divided by 2 is 6. That's the value of the x for x-intercept. To find the y-intercept, x is 0. So 2 times 0 is 0, so it's basically like we can just cover it, and again, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So now I have my x-intercept. Remember that y is 0. And for the y-intercept, the x is 0. Now, there are some teachers who would like to see the process for each one. And what you do for the x-intercept, y is equal to 0. So you copy the whole thing and you say 2x plus 3y. And I'm just going to put equal to solve it, but then we replace the y with 0. So it's 2x plus 3 times 0 is equals to 12. 2x, 3 times 0 is 0, which is 12. 2x plus 0 is 2x, which equals to 12. And then finally, if you're multiplying, the opposite is to divide. Okay? So ask your teacher if they want this process. Okay? 12 divided by 2 is 6, and that's where the 6 came from. Now to find the y-intercept, x is 0. Okay, for the y-intercept, x equals 0. It's always the opposite. So it's going to be 2x plus 3y equals 12. The x is replaced with 0, so 2 times 0 plus 3y equals 12. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 3y equals 12. 0 plus 3y is 3y equals 12. Finally, if I'm multiplying, the opposite is to divide. And so y is equals to 4. That's where the 4 came from. So again, all you have to do is replace the opposite with 0. Ask your teacher if you need to do that process. But for now, we're just going to be doing, and I'm going to say what we say in class, tapándole el ojo al macho, ¿verdad? So if y is 0, tapamos un ojo al macho, and then we divide. 12 divided by 2. It's the answer divided by the coefficient. Now that I have this in place, so I'm going to put 6, 0. 6, 0 is right here. 0, 4 is 0, 4 is right here. And I connect my two dots. Something that you have to remember from the previous lesson is that if I don't have the equal sign in here, my line is broken or dotted. And if I have the equal sign, like I do in the next one, then it's solid, okay? No equal, then I say, oh, we don't have enough ink. We don't have a little pencil underneath, so we don't have enough ink. And it's a broken line. The other thing that you have to look at in this case, before we just compare with the y that was alone, but now we have a coefficient on y. If this coefficient is positive, then we respect that, okay? Y is less. And we're not gonna look at the values of x, it's just the y and the sign, okay? So it's positive, we respect the less than, menor que. And so I'm going to shade right here. Menor underneath, less than, okay? If this is positive, respect the symbol. Okay, let's do the next one. I'm going to do the viscous x and y intercept. This is my x-intercept because I have to look for it. And so y is 0. So negative 2 times 0 is just 0, so it disappears. So that means that x will be 6. Now for the other one, x is 0. Now I have to find y. Don't cover the sign in here, okay? Make sure you leave it alone. And so 6 divided by negative 2 is going to be negative 3. Now I have the 2 points. And so the first one is 6, 0. 6, 0 is right here. For the y-intercept is 0, negative 3. 0, negative 3 is right here. I connect my 2 points. And I notice that it has a little pencil underneath. It has the equal sign. That means it also includes the points on the line. And so it's going to be solid. Si tengo lapicito, entonces puedo tener una línea sólida. Okay, I have a solid line. Now, for the shade, I want you to look in here. We have learned that when we have a coefficient that is negative, we have to divide by a negative. And if we divide by a negative, then si divido entre negativo, llega el remolino. Okay? And instead of greater, it's going to be less than. Okay? So this is the symbol that I'm going to respect now. Just because of the negative, we switch the symbol, and that's what we have to look at. This is less than. So less are always underneath my line, okay? Always under the line. Greater goes above the line. Less than goes below the line, okay? So those are my two first examples. Number 3, I do the 0 zeros, always at the center. This is x, y, x, y. So when y is 0, we cover the y. And then 12 divided by negative 3 is going to be negative 4. Now the x is 0. I cover the value or term of x. And 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. Now I have the x and y-intercept. And so in here I have negative 4, 0. Negative 4, 0 is right here. 0, negative 3, 0. Negative 3 is right here. I notice that I don't have a pencil in here, so I don't have enough ink to draw the solid line is a broken line. Now I look at the coefficient of y, only y, and I notice that it's negative. What's going to happen? Anytime the coefficient of y, only y, is negative, then this switches, okay? It's greater instead of less. Greater, always when it's greater than, it goes above. Again, when it's a broken line, it means that the points on the line are not part of the solution, okay? That's what that means. It excludes it. It excludes those points. Okay, for the next one, we have an interesting symbol, which means not equal to. Whenever you have that, you still need to do your parentheses with the 0, 0 for the x and y intercepts. If y is 0, x equals 8. Don't bother about putting that. Just to find the points, we can just say equal, okay? For the y-intercept, the x is 0. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So in here, we have 8, 0. First of all, I don't have enough space for that, but it's around here. And the other one is 0, 4, 0, 4. So I connect my 2 points, but this is what is going to happen. Anytime that you have the not equal to, you're going to connect the points with a dotted line, always. And the difference between the other graphs and this one is that you're going to color on both sides. What does that mean? It means that it includes all the points above the line, all the points below the line, except the points on the line. And you can just go over it, it doesn't matter. So it will be all shaded, okay? So it includes all the points over here, all the points on this side, but not the points on the broken line. Basically, that's what that means, okay? Okay, here we have some more. And again, we do the viscose. Okay, if y is 0, we cover negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. I'm going to go a little faster since we already know how to find this. X is 0. Negative 6 divided by negative is positive 6. So we're going to have negative 3, 0. Negative 3, 0 is right here. 0, 6, it's right there. What kind of line am I going to have? Well, it has the equal sign, so it includes, sorry about that, it includes the points on the line. So I'm going to make a solid line, okay? And we notice in here that the y has a negative. So what are we going to do with the symbol? We put greater instead of less. We always switch it. So greater is above the line. Oh, but I don't have it in here, but I know that this is right here, okay? Above the line. And this includes the points on the line because it's solid, because it has the equal sign. For the next one, we do the 0, 0. This is the x-intercept, the y-intercept. So if y is 0, that disappears and x equals 3. If x is 0, that disappears and 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3, 0, it's right here. 0, 1 is right there. It has the equal sign, so the line is, start thinking about it. Yeah, it's solid. Okay, and the shade is going to go Since the y has a positive coefficient, we respect this, which says greater, and greater means above the line. And I said, how do you identify that? When it's greater, which numbers are greater? You always look at the values on y. These are smaller values. When you have negatives are less. When you have positive numbers, that's greater. Okay, so that's how you identify greater and less than. Okay, let's look at the last one. We open our parentheses, we get 0, 0. Maybe you want to pause the video and try it on your own. Okay, so if y is 0, negative 10 divided by 2, negative 5. Then if x is 0, negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. And now I said negative 5, 0. Negative 5, 0 is right here. The other one is 0, negative 2. 0, negative 2 is right here. I don't have the equal sign, so I don't have a pencil. That means I don't have enough ink, and so that's why I get a broken line. Now I look at the coefficient of y, and it says it's positive, so it's less than. We respect the symbol. Less than means menor than the line, okay? Less than the numbers compared to the line, so it's below. Okay, and it means that it does not include the points on the line. Okay, with this, you're now able to work on 5.